All right, so welcome to week 9. We are covering side bend postures and twists. And there is actually another pose that I wanted to cover from last week that we didn't have enough time to get to because there are quite a few balancing poses. So we'll be covering also eagle pose, which I feel is a really interesting posture, even if you just do portions of the pose itself. So this might be a little bit tricky to understand. So you'll definitely have to pay attention to this particular pose, but it's a great posture and it's rather challenging. And I think it'll be a nice complement to the practice today. So we'll be doing side bend stretches. So anything that's opening up along the side body over here and over here. So working along the intercostals, the obliques, getting into the quadratus lumborum, which is a deeper muscle that parallels the spine, the lats and such, and then all the muscles that also help to hold the spine upright, especially for our twists. So we'll be getting into mostly all of the abdominal area, and you'll be feeling other parts of your body too. All right, so we're going to begin in a comfortable seated position. So you're easy sitting, Sukhasana. And again, if you need to, grab a block, something that can elevate your hips and give you a little bit more of that lift so that your knees can drop down lower. And you're either placing your hands directly on top of your knees or within your lap. And I want you to sit up nice and tall. Take a full breath in through your nose. Exhale, open up your mouth, and exhale out a sigh. Good. Another full breath in. Breathe in through the nose. Open up your mouth and let it go with a sigh. Another full breath in. And last one, open up your mouth and let out a sound. Keep your eyes closed. Just start to breathe normally here. You can move into your 3-part breath, breathing into your belly, chest, and low throat. And exhaling all the way out, throat, chest, and belly. Continue to breathe in whatever way feels most comfortable for you. We'll be exploring some other breathing techniques this week. And I'd like to include one of those at the end of this practice today, too. So just allowing your mind to slow down with the breath. So it feels like there's more space between the thoughts. So it feels like you can choose which thoughts are most appropriate or something that you'd like to pay attention to, if you'd like to entertain. The more often we do this, just continuing to breathe and slow down, the more it feels natural for us. There's so much more symbolism tied with this breath, and the reading for today will address one of those areas. So the title of this reading is Practicing. As a man in his last breath drops all he is carrying, each breath is a little death that can set us free. Breathing is a fundamental unit of risk, the atom of inner courage that leads us to authentic living. With each breath, we practice opening, taking in and releasing. Literally, the teacher is under our nose. When anxious, we simply have to remember to breathe. So often we make a commitment to change our ways, but stall in the face of old reflexes as new situations arise. When gripped by fear or anxiety, the reflex is to hold on, speed up, or remove oneself. Yet when we feel the reflex to hold on, that is usually the moment we need to let go. When we feel the urgency to speed up, that typically is the instant that we need to slow down. Often when we feel the impulse to flee is the opportunity to face ourselves. Taking a deep meditative breath precisely at this moment can often break the momentum of anxiety and put our psyche in neutral. From here, we just might be able to step in another direction. I'm not talking about external moments of anxiety here, but inner moments of truth. Certainly, when an accident is unfolding, we need to get out of the way. When a loved one falls, we need to try to hold them. Rather, I'm talking about the fear of love and truth and God, the fear of change and the unknown. I'm talking about how we all grip tightly to what we know, even if we hurt ourselves in the process. Dropping all we carry, all our preconceptions, our interior lists of the ways we've failed and the ways we've been wronged, all the secret burdens we work at maintaining, dropping all regret and expectation lets our mentality die. Dropping all we have constructed as imperative allows us to be born again into the simplicity of spirit that arises from unencumbered being. It is often overwhelming to imagine changing our entire way of life. Where do we begin? How do we take down a wall that took 20 or 50 years to erect? We do it breath by breath, little death by little death, dropping all we carry instant by instant, trusting that what has done the carrying is freed. If freed, will carry us. As you sit here, continuing to breathe, think of the last situation that made you anxious and ask yourself, what specifically made you uncomfortable? And tensing, what did you cling to in your mind? Place both your discomfort and your clinging before you now. And in this safe place, touch what scared you. It can't hurt you now. In this safe place, drop what your mind clung to. It can't help you now. See if you can repeat this several times while breathing slowly and deeply. Breathe. Feel in detail what rises in you without discomfort or the clinging. Breathe. This is the divine in you. Bow to it. Slowly flutter your eyes open. And inhale, circle the arms out wide and high. Reach all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands together at your chest. Good. Inhale, spread your arms out wide, reaching out through the fingertips into a big T shape. See if you can squeeze your shoulder blades back a little bit. You're going to exhale, take your right arm across the body, lace your left arm underneath. You're kind of holding it up there. And I want you to pull your left arm towards your face and use your right hand to push away from your face. You should feel a big stretch in the backside of that right shoulder blade. So if you can lift the right shoulder up and then shrug it back down. Good. Try to keep it down and you really start to feel that stretch right in the rhomboid, a little bit of the trapezius. For my anatomy geeks out there. If you don't care about that, you should feel sensation, perhaps. Good. Another fine, full breath here. Good. Inhale, open the arms out wide again. Pull the thumbs and the shoulder blades back, big opening across the chest. Good. And then exhale, left arm reaches across the body. Right arm threads underneath. You're going to bend the elbow and bring the right hand towards your face. Push your left arm away from you. So that's the straight arm. Pressing away, and it's that resistance that really gives you the deeper stretch in the shoulder blade. Lift left shoulder up and then shrug it back down. Good. Keeping spine tall, lifted, breathing into your body and noticing how the breath enhances the stretch. So just try it. Just take a full breath in and deep breath out. As you breathe in, you start to feel how that shoulder blade slides and starts to pull away from the spine a little bit more, giving you that deeper stretch. And as you exhale, you realize you can relax and soften into the stretch a bit more. Good. Inhale, open the arms out wide, and take the hands all the way back behind you. I'm going to change that direction. You want the fingertips to be on the floor, the elbows to be pointed back as much as you can get them. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, puff up your chest, chin up towards the sky, big stretch across the front of the body, and then exhale, walk the hands forward. You're going to fold over your cross legs. Allow your head to come down, and if you'd like to, you can even stack one hand on top of the other and then allow your head to relax onto your hands. Good. Big full breath into the back body. Staying low, I want you to walk your hands over towards the right. You can extend the arms out and away from you. Press down into your left hand and then send your left sit bone down. And feel that bigger stretch in that left side body again. Breathing. Good. Walk the hands through center and take it across over to the left. Now right hand can stack on top or just reaching long. Press down into right sit bone, really pressing down. Feeling that big stretch along the side waist again. Let the head relax down. Good. Inhale, walk the hands through center and then pull them back in towards your body. You're going to change directions at the crossing of your legs. Inhale, big circle with the arms stretched out wide and high, lifting up to the sky. Exhale, hands down to your heart. Inhale, open the arms out wide. Exhale, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lift the chest up, puff it up. Exhale, walk the hands forward, folding over your cross legs. Forehead comes down. Big stretch and breath into low back. Feel like your pelvis is starting to rock into that front portion of the sit bones. Good. This time you're going to walk your hands back in just enough so that your hands are on the floor and your arms are going to be straight. So you're kind of propped up here. I don't know if you can see my hands right now. Here we go. All right, so I want the thumbs to be touching here, and I want you to take your right hand back. You're going to reach it away from you. So you're pushing down through your left hand and reaching back with your right fingertips. Big stretch in this twist. Good. And then right hand comes down, thumbs touching. Left arm goes wide and high. Big stretch across the chest, reaching out through the fingertips. Good. Lengthening out through side body. And then taking your left hand back down. Walk the hands in, and you're going to roll over your feet or swing the legs off to one side, coming into a tabletop position. Good. All right, so we're going to go through a few cat-cows. Inhale, draw the belly down, lift the tail and crown up. Shine your heart forward. Exhale and round your spine into your cat. Pull the navel in. Inhale, open up. Shoulder blades squeeze together on the back. Heart shines forward. Exhale, arch the back like a cat. Press into your hands, knees, tops of the feet. Good. 2 more. Inhale, open up. Feel the stretch of the spine. And then exhale, stretching in the other direction. Inhale. And exhale, round through the spine. Pull the navel up and in. Good. Inhale to a neutral spine. Find your tabletop position. This is going to be fun. All right, so I want you to take your right toes wider to the right. So to the right edge of your mat, you're going to curl them underneath like a little kickstand. Okay, now slide your left foot to the right edge of the mat as well. So it's going behind your right knee. Okay, so I'm all along that right side of the mat, and I want you to turn your belly towards the left and take your left hand up towards the sky. It's okay if you guys are in the opposite direction or through your backside. Good. Take your left hand, shine the hand towards the head direction of your body. I want you to bring the arm up and over. Good. So the arm is now by your ear, and then lift up through your left side body. Good. Big stretch here, pressing down into that left foot a little bit more. Good. Left hand goes up. Now, I want you to look at your right hand. You're going to put the weight into your right hand. So you're sliding yourself forward, and that's so your left leg lifts up. Good. With that lifting, that left leg will be about horizontal and parallel to the ground. And maybe you'd like to bend your left knee and grab a hold of the foot with your left hand. Squeeze the heel in tight to your glute, to your bottom, and just feel that big stretch across the front of the thigh. Keep gripping down with your right fingertips, lifting up a little bit more, especially if that wrist is feeling a bit more delicate today. Then extend through the arm and the leg, reaching long, slowly release, hand and knee down. That was fun, right? All right, so I'm going to switch sides so you don't see my backside. You're going to take your left toes off to the left a little bit, to the left edge of the mat. Curl them underneath like a little kickstand, and then place your right foot on the floor along the left edge of the mat. Turn the belly and raise right hand towards the sky. Right palm is going to face in the direction of your head or your ear. You're going to bring the arm up and over, reaching up and over, stretching through the side waist, lifting up. See if you can feel the lift coming from these underside ribs. Press up and give yourself that big stretch in side body. Good. Reaching up through your right fingertips. You're going to shift the weight forward, looking down at your left hand. You're going to slowly float right leg up. So now you have that leg. It's going to be parallel to the ground. And then maybe bending the knee, grabbing a hold of the foot. Again, this is optional. If you find that you lose your balance and you collapse to the floor, don't worry about it. Just give yourself a laugh. Good. And then float the knee up a little bit higher. Good. Big stretch. And then extending through the arm and the leg. Slowly release the hand and the knee down. Curl the toes under and send it back, downward facing dog. Take another full breath in here. Deep breath out. Good. Another full breath. And deep breath out. Let's inhale, raise the right leg up and back behind you, down dog splits. Exhale, right foot steps forward, right between the thumbs, coming into your lunge. Good, sink down through your hips, lift through your chest, opening up the heart out in front of you. All right, so now I want you to plant your left hand on the ground to the inside of your leg, so it lines up with that leg, and right hand's gonna stack on top of the knee. Notice how my elbow is right above the wrist. That's gonna give me more leverage, so when I push down with that right hand, I can turn my belly and rib cage towards my bent right leg. Keep reaching back through your left leg, sinking your hips down, and give yourself that big stretch. Good. Right hand to the floor, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg goes up and back behind you. Exhale, left foot steps forward, right between the thumbs. Notice how my right hand is directly underneath my shoulder and it's lined up with my left ankle. Left hand on the knee, and I'm going to twist. Pressing down into that left elbow, turning my belly towards the left side or towards the left leg. Good. Keep lifting up through your right thigh. Just a little bit more as you press back through the heel, and then settle your hips down. Take a full breath in and deep breath out. Full breath in and deep breath out. Good. Inhale, left hand to the floor, and then exhale, left foot steps back. Downward facing dog. Hips high, head low. Good. Look between your hands, then walk your feet forward, coming into your standing forward fold. Knees are going to bend. Belly touches onto thighs. Shift more weight forward into your toes so the upper body just hangs here. Shake your head, yes or no. Good. And then you're going to roll yourself all the way up to standing. So rolling like a cat. Good. Rolling that spine into that cat stretch. And then gently stacking the spine until the head is just above your shoulders. Coming into your mountain pose, arms down by your sides, fingertips lengthening towards the ground. Squeeze your inner thighs and separate the calves. Inhale, circle the arms wide and high, upward hand salute. Exhale, fold in half, hinge from the hips and lightly touch the ground. Standing forward fold. Inhale, right foot back, lunge. Hips down, chest lift, look up. Exhale, left foot steps back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the ground. Inhale, cobra, hips down, tops of feet pressed, heart opens up. Exhale, bow and take it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward, lunge, hips down, chest lifts. Exhale, left foot forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, circle the arms wide and high, upward hand salute. And exhale to mountain pose. Big breath in, arms go up. Exhale, fold in half, standing forward fold. Inhale, left foot back, lunge. Hips down, chest lift, looking up. Exhale, right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, bow and take it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, lunge, hips down, chest lift. Exhale, right foot forward, standing forward fold. Relax your neck. Inhale, reverse the swan dive, come up. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, right foot back, lunge. Exhale, left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, bow and take it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward, bring it all the way there, hips down, chest lift. Exhale, left foot forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, reverse the swan dive, coming up. And exhale to mountain pose. Keep the legs strong. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, left foot back, lunge. Exhale, right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward into plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, bow and take it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, stepping left foot forward. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, reverse the swan dive, coming up. And exhale, mountain pose. Stay here. Good. Standing nice and tall. Inhale, bring the arms wide and high. Interlace your fingers and point through the index, coming into your standing half moon. So there's an umbrella there. Exhale, squeeze those inner thighs and lean across towards the right. Squeeze your bottom right arm up and towards your head. Good. Inhale, lifting up taller. Then exhale over to the other side. Big stretch through side body. Inhale, lift yourself up. And then exhale, circle the hands down and back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Bring the heels of the hands together. Squeeze your elbows together as you drop your knuckles down. Good. Send those knuckles down towards the ground. Shift your hips forward. Lift the chest up. And then exhale. Fold all the way forward. Belly over the thigh. Head relaxes down. Knuckles reach up and overhead. Good. Another full breath here, getting into that stretch of the shoulders, the upper back. We're feeling the back body as well. Touch your hands to your buttocks, and then slide your hands all the way down the back of the legs towards your heels. Bend your knees a lot. And I want you to sweep your hands forward and come into chair pose. Oh, you remember this one, don't you? Send those hips down and back even more. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Lengthen up through your arms. Draw navel to spine. Good. Full breaths in and out through the nose. Good. Press into your feet. Lift up nice and tall. And then circle the arms wide and down by your side. All right. We're going to get into a portion of our eagle arms stretch. Okay, so for eagle pose, which is a balancing posture, it's kind of a wound up position. I think of like a grapevine wrapped around. And within this posture itself, you're going to feel how the arms are really complicated and so are the legs. So it's going to be a little bit easier just for us to break it apart so that we're focusing only on something when we're not also throwing in the balancing portion of it too. Okay, so with this, I want you to bring your arms up and draw your arms out wide into a T shape. Good. Sweep the arms down and cross the right arm on top of the left arm, like you're crossing shoelaces. It's important that you're crossing from above the elbows. Okay, when you're crossing from above the elbows, then you can bend your elbows and point the fingertips up. So the backs of the hands will be reaching towards each other. So make sure right now that you've got this right elbow wedged into your left elbow crease. If you're having trouble getting those elbows to stack, perhaps you've got a larger chest, ladies and gentlemen. If you do have that, I'm going to give you another alternative. So just give me a moment, okay? So we're going to do, I'm going to show you, I walk a little bit closer. I want you to bring your right hand forward, so it's pointing out in front of you, and then you're going to bring the palms to touch. Okay? So there's two wraps that happen here. That elbow goes into the elbow crease, and then the hand reaches forward, and then you wrap again at the wrist. It's confusing, isn't it? Just imagine trying to balance while you're doing that, okay? So I want the fingertips, the palms are gonna be touching. I didn't turn my palms or my hands, that's the common thing. I want those tops of the hands, you're just moving the hand and you're wrapping at the wrist. Then press your elbows up and reach the fingertips to the sky. All right. For those of you who are having the trouble with your shoulders, getting the elbows into there, sometimes this is just a lot of tension that we have here. Maybe it's extra mass. If you have that, I want you to give yourself a bear hug. And with that bear hug, you're trying to reach your fingertips back behind you and grab onto your shoulder blades. You're really trying to pull those shoulder blades apart, okay? So that becomes your alternative if you find that it's just not in the cards for you today for the eagle arms. All right, let's go ahead and draw the arms down, relax them out. I want you to inhale, bring the arms up again. I'm gonna try the other side. Exhale the arms wide into a T. Sweep them down and bring the left arm on top of the right, crossing from above the elbows. Bend the elbows. So now your tops of the hands are together. Good. And then I want you to bring your left hand forward, so it's away from your face. And then you bring the palms to touch. Good. Press the elbows up. Press into those hands and feel the shoulder blades slide apart. Good. And then drop down and release. All right, so I'm going to leave it up for anybody that needs to chat about that. If you're still really confused and you need another explanation of that, feel free to. Anybody? If you're standing there and you're like, I'm good, we're good, just give me a thumbs up. Cool. Got it. Awesome. Okay, so keep that in mind as we continue on with the practice, that we're going to be possibly using that for our sequencing of a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Going back to the top of your mat, feet about hip distance, preparing as if you were in your mountain pose. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold in half, hinge from the hips and take it down. Inhale to a flat back, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold in half, take the hands to the ground. Inhale, step the feet back to plank. Bring those feet back as strong as you can, and then exhale back into downward facing dog. Inhale, send the right leg up and back behind you, reaching it up towards the sky. Exhale, right foot steps forward between the thumbs. All right, this is where we're going to have a little bit more fun. So instead of coming into warrior one, or our front stance position, I want you to stay in your lunge shape. So your back heel is lifted. Your toes on both sets of the feet are pointing forward. Sink your hips down. Walk the hands on top of right leg. Going to challenge your balance a little bit. Then once you feel yourself, feel balanced here, inner thighs are squeezing, reach the arms up towards the sky. The arms can be parallel, or you can interlace the fingers and point through the index, wrapping the arms around the ears like you did in your standing half moon. Reach up a little bit taller and maybe extend the arms up and back. Bend deeper into your right knee. Good, another full breath in here. Deep breath out. Bend your elbows and bring your hands together at your chest. You're going to hinge forward, belly over the thigh. Now I want you to bring your left elbow to right knee. Now with that left elbow to the right knee, you'll notice that your hands are going to be up by your right armpit. Press down with your right hand so you lift your chest up to meet your hand, keeping that bend in your right knee. Good. This is tricky. Breathe into it. You guys got it. Inhale, rotate through center carefully, and then exhale the hands to the ground. Spin the left heel down towards the floor. Now we're going to set up for our side stance here. Our front heel to back arch alignment, reaching longer through your left fingertips, opening out wide with your arms. I'll turn around so you can see. Warrior two. Bend deeper into that front knee. Good. Reverse the warrior. Send the left hand down the back leg. Reach up to your right fingertips. Bend deeper into right knee. Good. Inhale, lifting back up. Warrior two. And then coming into your triangle. Straighten out the front leg, squeezing from the thighs. Reach forward, getting that thigh to go deep into the hip socket. And then take the hand down, left hand to the sky. Triangle. Looking up at left hand. Keep pressing down into your feet and feel yourself lifting up with that left hand. Good. Full breath in here. Deep breath out. Lift yourself all the way back up. And this time we're going to rotate our toes, the right toes, towards that wide edge of the mat. So now our toes are going to be turned in just slightly. So we're going to be about pigeon toes. Take your hands down and back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Squeeze the heels of the hands together, bending those elbows or straightening them out a little bit. Good. You're going to draw the knuckles down and back, lift up, and then exhale, hinging forward over your wide legs. Standing wide leg forward fold. Good. Head drops down. Release the muscles in the neck. Full breath in and deep breath out. Notice what you might be clinging onto. Are you clinging on with your toes? Can you relax them enough, but still use them to maintain your balance? We just don't want them to become all white-knuckled. Good. Are you holding on to your breath? Bring your hands to your hips, to the front of the hip crease, and then lift yourself up slowly to a standing position. Rotate your right toes forward, bend your front knee, and cartwheel your hands all the way down. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, send the left leg up and back behind you, down dog split. Exhale, left foot steps forward between your thumbs, coming into your high lunge. So you're balancing on your left heel and the ball of your right foot. Lift yourself up, maybe pressing onto the thigh. You can keep your hands here if you choose to, and if you're having trouble with your balance. Inhale the arms up if it feels appropriate for you today. Good. Bend deeper into that front knee. Lift up taller. And then exhale, bring your hands together at your chest. Tip forward, hinging at the hips. Twist your right elbow to your outside of your left knee. Hands are going to be by your left armpit. Press down with your left hand to lift your chest up. You'll feel that deeper twist here. Good. I promised you we're going to have some fun today. Good. Inhale through center. Exhale, hands to the ground. Spin the right heel down. Set up for your side stance position. So front heel lines up with your back arch. And then reverse the cartwheel as you come up to standing in warrior two. Again, I'll switch sides. Be nice if I had a little rotating platform here. Good. Bend deeper into that front knee. Get that big stretch in the groin. Wonderful. Reverse the warrior. Flip the left palm. Send the right hand down. And come into a big side body stretch. Good. Another full breath. And then lift yourself up. Set up for triangle pose. Straighten out the front leg. Reach forward. Touch that wall. Good. Reach for it. And then left hand comes down. Right hand to the sky. Rotate your rib cage up towards your right hand. Full breaths in and out through the nose. Good. Then lift yourself back up. And now I want you to turn your left toes in, keeping your legs straight. Hands interlace back behind you. Go into the weird crossing. So that's the opposite thumb on top. Sometimes it feels appropriate to go into normal with a traditional crossing of your thumbs, and then just change it from there until it feels weird. Drop the shoulders down and back, knuckles towards the ground, lift the chest up, lean back. Exhale, hinge forward, knuckles to the sky, and bring your head towards the ground. Eventually, with this posture, your head will touch onto the ground. If it's not today, don't worry about it. If it's not in this lifetime, don't worry about it either. Bringing your head to the ground doesn't make you any closer to enlightenment. Good. See if you can relax a bit more. And then bring your hands to your hips. Slide the hands all the way down. And then press yourself up to a flat back, halfway lift. Good. From here, I want you to bring your thumbs to touch. Palms are towards the ground. If you can, you might be on your fingertips or you might be on a block. From here, you're going to take your right hand up towards the sky and rotate the torso. Notice how your left hip is going to want to dip down. See if you can take your hips out of the equation and keep your spine long. Good. Release your right hand down and then switch sides. So left arm goes wide and high, reaching up. Try to keep your right groin lifted. And then release the hand back down. Bend your elbows and you're going to walk your hands forward to your left foot. Bend the knee, sink the hips, and step it back, downward facing dog. Go ahead and take a child's pose, knees to the floor, hips sink back, relax, and breathe. Take a full breath in through your nose. Open up your mouth and exhale, let out a sigh. Another full breath. And exhale, let out a sigh. Good. Rise up onto all fours, curl the toes under, and send it back, downward facing dog. Look between your hands. You're going to walk your feet forward. Bring your big toes to touch, heels slightly spread. Bend your knees, sink your hips, and then reach your arms up towards the sky, coming into your chair pose. All right, for our eagle pose. So I want you to put the weight into your right foot. Just bear the weight, the knee is still bent. I want you to lift your left leg up towards your chest, almost like you're doing the Karate Kid crane move. And I want you to cross your leg over and allow your left toes to come down to the floor. It's kind of like you're doing the pee-pee dance pose, okay? So those inner thighs are squeezing and touching. Deep bend in your right knee. That leg crosses over just like we did with our arms, okay? You're gonna feel that same type of movement happening. All right, now, you have the option to keep your toes where they are. Eventually, as we get the arms into it, you can play with the toe lift, okay? So then you would just lift the foot up off the floor and then maybe wrap the toes behind the calf, right? Now, let's get the arms down. Draw the arms out wide into a T shape. Sweep the arms down, right arm stacks on top of the left. Bend the elbows. And then take your right hand forward, bring the palms to touch. Sit down even more. And then adjust the left foot so either the toes can be still on the ground, it can be lifted up, or the toes wrap behind the calf as you sit down and back. Breathe. Untangle the arms, release the leg, lift up with the arms, and bring the arms back down. Woo! Good stuff, guys. All right, let's try the other side, and then we'll be able to grab some water right after that. Bend your knees, sink your hips back, come into your chair pose. Really get into that deep squatted position, that very narrow squat. Put the weight into your left foot. Lift right leg up. Cross the leg up and over. So one of the tendencies is that we start to straighten out that standing leg. When we do that, we're going to have a hard time getting those toes to wrap around. We're actually going to have a lot of space between the legs. Okay? So I really want you to have that thigh crossed over, squeezing those inner thighs. Again, like you're doing the pee-pee dance. I don't want you to lose any pee. Draw the arms out. Sweep them down, left arm stacks on top of the right, bend the elbows, and then bring the palms to touch. Elbows lift up, fingertips to the sky, hips sink down. They go in the opposite direction. Keeping that spine long as you breathe. Untangle the arms, lift up, release the leg, and the arms down by your side. Nice work, guys. All right, let's bring the arms up again. We're gonna make our way to our seat. Exhale, fold in half, hinging from the hips. Inhale to a flat back, lift halfway. Exhale, fold in half. Bend your knees, lower your hips down to your heels. Try to keep that narrow squat, and then come all the way down onto your seat. Go ahead and grab some water. If you have any questions about anything that we just did, feel free to unmute or type something into the chat. Got the gardeners next door and they're blowing stuff all over the place. That's fun. All right, no questions, it looks like. All right, good. Let's move on. Okay, so we're going to get into our side bend stretches, and we're going to come into something that's very similar to what you've previously done. I kind of find it as like a cross between two other poses. So this one is called revolved head to knee pose. So with revolved head to knee, you're going to have your right foot tucked in towards your groin, and your left leg is going to be out wide to the side. So this is almost like our head to knee pose, right? Where that leg would be forward and the foot's tucked along the inside, but we're going to take the leg out wide to the side. So kind of like our seated wide leg forward fold, okay? This one is a side bend stretch, and we can go into different levels of intensity. I want you to bring your left elbow just above the kneecap, so in between the flesh and the bone there. So you're going to push down into it, rotate your belly towards the right. Bring your right arm up and over by your ear, and then come into the side bend stretch here. So you're feeling a stretch along that side body on that right side, ideally. You might even be feeling that stretch in your left hamstring, your left groin. If you feel like you can go further, and the stretch is not too excruciating for you on either side waist or the hamstring, you can bring your elbow to the floor to the inside of the leg. You're going to feel a deeper stretch along the side body and such. Good. Even deeper than that, if you choose to, and your body says it's okay, you're going to bring your shoulder to the leg and then reach those fingertips up and over. Resist the temptation to roll and round the shoulder forward. This is a side bend stretch, so try to keep the arm above the ear. For me today, I feel like this is going to be closer to my 90%, and this might be closer to my 70%. So just finding whichever works best for you and what you feel that you're capable of doing. Take another full breath here. And then you're going to lift yourself up. Woo. All right. Now, keeping your right leg tucked in where it is, okay, you're going to lean into your right sit bone. I want you to bend your left knee and bring the foot to the outer butt. Carefully place that top of the left foot on the floor. I don't know if you guys can see the side stretch or this stretch here. That right shin is going to be kind of parallel to the front of the mat, and that left foot is going to be towards the outside of my hip. This one is called Bharadvajasana or Bharadvaja's Pose. Okay, Bharadvaja was a sage. All right, so your right fingertips are going to reach back behind you, touching on the floor. Left hand comes on opposite knee. You're going to lift up taller and then twist towards the side. You're feeling a big stretch in the spine as you rotate the belly over towards the right. And then rotate the chest back into center. The full posture for that is actually where the foot tucks up into a half lotus position. And then the back hand doesn't even touch down on the ground. It actually reaches back behind you and you grab onto the toes. And then you bring yourself into that full twist from here. Okay, that's eventual, but just so you guys could see what that looks like. All right, let's bring that right leg out in front of you. Swing your left foot up and over to the outside of your right leg. Just twist the spine now in the opposite direction. So now with that foot down on the ground, lift up taller with your chest. I want you to bring your right arm up to the sky and then chop the arm to the outside of the leg. Okay, almost like we were doing in our twist earlier today, in our lunge twist. And then you could bring your left fingertips behind you as you rotate your chest around towards the left. This is known as half Lord of the Fishes pose. And it should not be confused with Lord of the Flies or Lord of the Rings. Good. Lifting up taller and rotating through the spine. Again, there are progressions for this posture itself with bending this leg that's out, stretched out in front of us. You can have the knee bent, and then the arms would eventually wrap into the full wrap. Okay, but again, these are eventual progressions of the pose themselves. Good. Rotate your chest back into center. Bring your left foot to the groin. Right leg goes wide out to the side. Coming into revolved head to knee pose. Bringing your right elbow just above the kneecap. Left arm is going to reach up and over. And you're finding that big side body stretch. If you'd like to go further, elbow comes down to the floor to the inside. And then maybe the shoulder comes down and the fingertips grab a hold of the toes. Again, working with whatever degree feels the best for you today. And finding breath into side body. Good. Lift yourself up. You're going to lean into your left hip. I want you to swing your right foot around, so the foot's to the outside of your glute. Take your left fingertips behind you, and then right hand reaches across. This is Bharadvaja Pose. The hand is on the opposite knee, and we're lifting up tall and twisting in the opposite direction of where our feet are going. So our feet are kind of wrapping around this way. Our torso is wrapping around towards the left. Good, and then rotate the chest back in through center, sending that left leg out in front of you, leaning into that left sit bone as you swing your right foot around and cross the foot up and over to the outside of your stretched out left leg. Lift up tall and see if you can keep that left sit or right sit bone on the ground. I kind of see sometimes we kind of get into this like kind of schmiegel stretch. Okay, I want you to see if you can get your hip all the way down and your spine lifted. Good. Inhale, left arm goes up. Exhale, the arm chops to the outside, and then you come into the twist. I'm okay if you bring your elbow into a bend. You might have done this beforehand. Sometimes people call these Hollywoods. This one is, again, half Lord of the Fishes. Good. Full breath in, keeping spine long and lifted. Making sure you're not leaning too much weight into your back hand, but using it to help push your spine taller. Good. And then slowly rotate your chest back in through center. Untangle the legs. And you're going to slide your hips forward to come all the way down onto your back. Tuck the knees into the chest, rock side to side, massaging out the back. Take another full breath in here. Come back to stillness and gently lift your head up to meet your knees. Tuck into that tight little ball and then lower your head and shoulders down. Release your arms down by your sides and gently release the feet either down to the floor with bent knees or extend the legs out into corpse pose, your final relaxation posture. Close the eyes. Maybe grab a towel and place it over your eyes. Relax the mouth. Maybe it feels nice to just run the tip of your tongue along the face of your teeth, so the front side of the teeth. When we do this, it helps to wiggle the jaw loose a bit, especially if we have a tendency to clench the jaw. Another form of clinging. And then starting to find the breath. Letting it fill up. We create space. We allow life to come in. And then we let it go. And we trust that there will be another breath to follow. Just repeating the cycle. Slowing the breath down. Continuing to stay connected. If your mind has drifted off somewhere else, bring it back to the breath. And see if you can notice something about sensation and touch right now. Maybe you feel the sensation of the clothing on your skin. Maybe you notice the temperature, the coolness of the air, or the warmth of it. Maybe you feel a breeze, whether it's a natural breeze or one created by a fan. Let this bring your mind to where you are right now. From where you are, take a full breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale and stretch the arms up and overhead. Reach long throughout the entire body. And exhale, release with a sigh. Good. Draw the knees lightly into your chest and wrap the arms around. And carefully roll over to one side. Press into your top hand and extend that top leg as you ease your way up to a comfortable seat. Close your eyes, relax the mouth again. And feel free to unmute yourself for this closing of the practice. Bring the hands together at heart center. Bow your head softly forward. I bow to the divine light within you. Namaste.